Alright, welcome back. So last time I wasted a shitload of money on exploding craft that failed to reach an asteroid, and a craft which actually did reach an asteroid because we weren't getting paid to do it. But we have a contract to visit Duna, and this is the craft that I've come up with. It's kinda minimal. This is the Duna schooner. It doesn't look anything like a schooner, but whatever, it rhymes. So I've got a tiny little probe on the top, which has its own little engine. And that's for landing on Ike, because it's really easy to land on Ike, and we also have a contract to do that. And then there's a thing down here which has more science stuff on, and just a bunch of parachutes. And yeah, I'm gonna have to deorbit that using the transfer stage. We'll send that to Duna, and hopefully the parachutes are enough. It has an atmosphere, but it's not very thick. So let's get it into orbits, and I should have enough fuel for that. It's not a very big launch stage because it's not a very big craft. I did calculate the delta V of the transfer stage is about 2,500, so it should easily be enough to get to Duna and get in orbit. But yeah, I really need to do this now, and I had to do it using probes, because I was left with just over 100,000 Kerbal bucks, and this craft itself cost about 90,000 of those. So I need to do a contract. Yes I do. Let's get rid of those. I don't like the way they fall inwards like that. It's so horrible. Alright, let's spin around so we're facing north-south on this axis, so that when I decouple these, they'll hopefully not crash into the main tank there. Hopefully. Yep, there goes the next two liquid boosters. Oh shit, we're like all the way up to 20 kilometers here. Kinda fucked this up. Yeah, let's just get right on over. It's really wobbly as well, what the hell. But yeah, I actually just started recording again there, because when I decoupled those, the decouplers actually came detached from the fuel tanks, and as they shot outwards from the decoupling force, then smacked into those fuel tanks and immediately destroyed them. It was quite strange. It's like they just disappeared. But yeah, I've totally boned this orbit. Ah well, it'll be fine. So yeah, we've already gravity turned, it's fine. Probably wasted a bit of energy getting up to there, but that's alright. Where are we there? Let's push that up to about 80,000. But yeah, I didn't bring any Kerbals along on this mission because it was just too expensive. Like, I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to send a Kerbal out there. You don't have to pay their wages or anything, but, you know, they need a crewed command capsule, which is automatically heavier than a probe, which requires bigger tanks, bigger engines, bigger everything, all the way down to the launch stage. It just gets exponentially more expensive. So we're doing this mission with probes, which is a bit sad, because I always like to take my Kerbals to places. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get paid. Right. Another wasteful orbit for me. Yes, completely useless. Ah well, it's an orbit. I just coincidentally launched, just pretty much at a perfect window to get an encounter with Duna. I mean, that's about 1600 meters a second delta V. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the right angle there. Like, I didn't intend that, I didn't fast forward or anything. Just a really lucky coincidence. So I've got a course plotted here, which will take us within 32,000 kilometers, so let's go ahead and do that. I had to move this bloody thing. It does have solar panels on it. We are in the sunshine, so I don't need to worry about the batteries running down. And it should have a battery on it as well, which is always useful. Alright, physical time acceleration. You can use this so long as the engine isn't firing. That's the bad time to use it. When you're just trying to turn around... Yeah, stop. Right, okay. I think I can fine-tune this now and get us all the way over to Duna. There we go. One long, tedious burn later, and we have an encounter at about 32 million meters, which is pretty far out. I might be able to tweak that later on, but yeah, we've still got a fair bit of fuel there to help us get captured and stuff. I do actually need to achieve an orbit So, but I think, like looking closely in the contracts window, I think that once you actually get paid for each of these things. I'm not sure if you have to complete all of them to get paid, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I do need to achieve orbit. I do have a contingency plan here. This thing on the top is supposed to land on Ike. You might wonder why it's got a parachute on it. But yeah, I mean, if I don't have enough fuel here to get into an orbit, this thing does have a bit of fuel. It's got one of those little orange Rockomax engines on it. So that could probably finish the job if it has to. And I'll skip Ike, which will be a bit of a sore loss, but never mind. Alright, let's go to Duna then. Well, that's one way to get captured. So yeah, we're basically using a retrograde encounter with Ike, I guess, to capture ourselves into an orbit around Duna. Unfortunately, getting here did actually use almost all of this fuel. I've just got a little bit left in that tank there. Whether that's enough to deorbit all of this to Duna's atmosphere, I don't know. I may have to transfer some fuel out of here once I get around to Ike. Okay, well, we have our encounter with Ike. So, what I'm gonna do, let's just check. Oh, it has us escaping just a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, we'll deal with that after we've dealt with Ike. So I'm gonna come around to the apoaps. If I can. There we go. Ugh, easy now. And I'm going to go ahead and decouple the Ike probe, if I can find it. Alright, so I believe I want this decoupler. Hopefully, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Right, so I'm still focused on this. I was just worried that it would be stuck to the bottom of this engine, but no, this was the original probe up here. Right, so we're pointed retrograde. We've got an orbit of 747, which is pretty fast actually. I should be able to kill it quite easily though. Ike is so very tiny. Bye bye, Duna thing. I'll come back for that in a minute. I'll just put this into a stable orbit for the time being, and then I'll switch to the other thing and see if I can deorbit that at Duna. I will deal with that first, because this thing should be quite easy to land. Yeah, I mean, it's got shitloads of fuel in it. God damn it. We got that far away from it already? Right. Give? Yeah, the question is, I mean, I want to fire retrograde with regards to Duna, but I'm still in Ike's influence here, so this marker isn't exactly right. I can't do maneuver nodes. Don't. Because yeah, if I just fire retrograde here, I'll end up landing on Ike, which I don't exactly want. So I'm going to have to leave its influence, I think. Whoa, maybe not quite so fast. But okay, that's just going to whiz around Ike for all eternity now. So let's just come out to the apoaps. And what's that over there? I can see, I just saw the transit of Eve. Very nice. Didn't expect that. I didn't expect to be able to see it from over here. Because I can just sort of see it glinting around in the middle. I don't know. Right, now, let's get spun around. I do still have control, just about. It's got its own little probe on it. Oh, look how small Duna looks from over here. So yeah, I mean, 31 meters a second. What do you reckon? I think we have that much fuel. It's only a tiny little bit left in there, but it should be enough for that. Surely it's enough. Right, let's point exactly retrograde. Let's not waste a drop. Let's see if I can bring this down to the atmosphere. No, don't wander away from the marker. Okay, it's coming down. Splip, splop, splip, splop. Alright, there we go. 5, 11. Don't have RCS to do this. 18 kilometers. I'm going to call that good. I'm going to quick save it for no reason. But yeah, it's got a bit of fuel, so I guess I could slow down a little bit once I get into the atmosphere, but otherwise it's just going to rely on those parachutes. And now we're going to go land this thing on Ike. Okay, I brought this thing around to its apoapse, and yeah, another thing about that as well, even if it goes through the atmosphere, it won't actually aerobrake unless I'm watching it. Yeah, it's just one of the quirks of the physics engine. You can leave something on a suborbital trajectory for all eternity, and it's fine. Right, where the hell is my retrograde marker? Yeah, it's a bit of a wacky orbit, this, I guess, but should be fine. So yeah, we'll try and come down around about there somewhere. So let's bring this down like that, and that should be fine. I mean, you can see how much delta V that costs. It's only about 50 meters a second, because this thing is tiny, so small. Right, 1 minute from now. It doesn't need to be that exact, does it? Okay, let's bring that down. Yep. Might be going a little bit fast by the time we get down there, but yeah, we got most of the fuel left in this thing. So I am not concerned. Oh shit, sorry, I'm not paying attention. I was looking at the orbit of the other thing, and now we're going 400 meters a second. Yeah, I thought it had gone through the atmosphere already, but no, I don't think it did. Fire the engines! Fire the fucking engines! It's okay, we're decelerating so fast. About 2.5 Gs actually. Which, yeah, good job there's no Kerbals in there. That would be kind of uncomfortable. You're probably used to it though. This is in space near Ike. I'll just start transmitting this. Hopefully I don't lose power while I'm transmitting stuff. I don't think I will though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, from 80 meters a second I could probably go to a dead stop in about 3 seconds. Yeah, pretty much. So, nope, that's ground scatter. I was gonna say I can see my shadow, but I don't know where that is. Let's, okay, how bloody close to the ground am I? Oh shit. Going sideways a little bit. Right, where the hell is my shadow? Am I just coming like straight down or something? Am I a lot higher than I think I am? I mean, it says 5 kilometers, but that's not from sea level, as we all know. There's my shadow. Right, it's so hard to throttle at the right level of throttle here. Yeah, it's just too much, and we go back up again. Too little, and we don't. Ugh. No, I'm scared to touch the ground. Ground is lava. Okay. Alright, we've landed. Good lord. So let's have a look at the contract. Yeah, we're still transmitting stuff as well. I'm surprised I managed to land that. So basically now all we need to do to complete this is to transmit some science from the surface, so we'll get started on that. Come on, I just want to complete the bloody contract and then I'll move on to the Duna. Hey, there we go. Explore Ike. Completed. Probably got a shitload of monies for that. So let us now switch to the Duna craft, and we are going retrograde, aren't we? I suppose that'll help with the landing. Yes, hello planet. How are you today? Good lord. Right, are we actually going to hit the atmosphere? It doesn't matter if we're not, because I can always bring it down just a little bit. We've still got that tiny amount of fuel left. Alright, there's the atmosphere at about 40 kilometers. Yeah, so I mean, I'm coming down to my periaps here at about 18 kilometers, and I haven't even had a lick of flames across the surface of my rocket, so yeah, I mean, it's bringing that down, but oh, please don't do that. Yeah, don't want an encounter with Ike, thank you very much. But yeah, we're coming back up again now, so it's going to be a couple of air brakes, probably off camera. We have aerobraked many times, at least 3, it might be 4 now, but yeah, the orbit is now, my periaps is down to about 16 kilometers, apoaps down to about 170, so I think this time once we hit the periaps, we're not coming back up again. I've done plenty of science while I've been orbiting. You can see one of the goo canisters has been used. And I've observed a few bananas and done some of the other stuff. But yeah, I think I've even done some in the upper atmosphere as well. If I'd had the foresight to set up action groups, I could do some in the lower atmosphere, but I might be a little bit busy crashing the ship there. I don't know though. I mean, it doesn't. Well, it does still have an engine on, but not for very long. I am just hoping that it lands with the parachutes. So yeah, maybe I'll get some in the lower atmosphere as well. Well, we're just waiting for this thing to come down now. Put it on that stage. Pop the fucking chutes. Hooray! There we go. Right, so they're not actually going to deploy yet, I don't think. No. But they shall soon. I need to have this on orbit rather than surface. Ah, there we go. Parachutes. Boom. Right. So we're getting slowed down pretty well, but not well enough for my liking. And yeah, I probably should have changed these so they were fully deployed at a much higher altitude, because I'm pretty sure you can do that now. But probably not after they've been deployed. Oh, give me the parachute. Yeah, it says altitude 500. Okay, how quickly is that going to run out here? Quite quickly. And it's not going to make a huge amount of difference, I don't think. I don't know if these are going to fully deploy, and that's the ground. That's the ground! Okay, they're fully deployed. Alright, let's just wait for it to go vertical. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm not going to get a shadow, because everything's in shadow. Oh dear, did I break my parachutes? I broke my parachutes. Am I landed? I'm fucking landed. I didn't break my parachutes. I can't see anything. Like, the ground is just this sort of amorphous orange stuff. Oh no, I didn't land. I didn't land. It really just looked like I'd landed there. Yeah, couldn't really see anything. Shit. Don't land on Duna in the dark. Or try and rely on parachutes that you then break. Well, anyway, I got an orbit. I did transmit some data from space. Apparently I landed. Oh, what? So, yeah, there you go. There's some data for you. You can successfully land on a planet by crashing into it, according to these contracts. Yeah. Well, I can go check how much money and stuff I got. So we got 600 science. Okay, I'm back up to 500,000. So we're not bankrupt yet. So I think that I got paid for the bits of that I did. And I could possibly now send some Kerbals there and not make such a budget craft if I wanted to.